Hey, it's Jackie here. I got a crazy idea. With Easter coming up, everybody's, dyeing their Easter eggs and doing all this fun stuff. I have a whole bunch of these, and I have a bunch. I love playing with these things, but I have no practical use for them whatsoever, so I think I'm going to make it my goal, for April at least, find out different ways to use these arts and crafts. Today, we are going to do some testing on these. We are going to try to dye some eggs using Orbeez. Here's my plan. I've got a couple of tests run on them because the at-home version of Easter egg dye for your eggs, right, is half a cup of boiling water. Everything specifically said boiling water. 1 teaspoon of vinegar, which I have here. I have a whole bunch of it. I use it a lot. And then, of course, you have your food coloring. For me, I have some neon. My daughter will love. I've got myself 4 glass cups, just like this, set up off to the side over here, as well as 4 little place card things that we are going to write what we do on them to see what works. Now, Orbeez take anywhere from 2 to 24 hours to fully expand. I have seen them fully expand in 2 hours. Like I said, it's 8:30. I'm not going to finish this tonight. It's going to be at least a 2-day project. But I wanted to get these guys started and see if they will even hold color. So first thing I have to do, because I want to test it, right? Whenever it comes to the actual thing, whatever color I use doesn't really matter. As long as I know what color it is whenever I'm dyeing the egg. Or even just let it be a surprise, that'd be fun too. But this does say 3 cups of water and 1 teaspoon of water beads, Orbeez. Let the beads sit for 2 hours, up to 24 hours for full growth. When water beads reach their maximum size, drain the water, decorate, craft, play, whatever. And I have played with these several times, and there's only, I don't know if you can see that, just a tiniest bit missing. These things are super, super, super tiny. Like, I don't even know if you can see that in between my fingers there. I don't want to drop it. I don't want my cat to eat it. There you go. I don't know if you can see that or not. We'll see. I have several colors in here, but I do also have some clear ones. And I think for my actual tests, to see if they're going to hold the liquid and actually dye the eggs, I should probably use clear ones. But then again, I don't guess it really matters. I really don't want to dig all the clear ones out of here. That would not be fun. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to get some eggs boiling. Because I didn't do that beforehand. So I'm going to do that real quick. Get those boiling. I'm just going to be using, pot full of water, some eggs. I'm going to do 4 eggs, just to fill my 4 glasses, and, let them do their thing. And then, oops. And then I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to try, maybe I will try testing, don't know how I want to do this first though. So, see, it's supposed to be boiling water, and I'm assuming that it needs boiling water to soften the shell for the dye to go in, right? However, it won't matter with these, so I don't, because, if they have to sit for 2 hours, that water's not still going to be boiling by the end of the 2 hours. And I really want this to be what soaks up the color. So, I don't really know where to start with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs boiling. and get them, you know, cooled off and everything, and really try not to bust them. And then we are going to I guess then we're gonna start testing the Orbeez. Ooh. I think maybe while I'm boiling my eggs, I'm gonna grab just like a few of these, right? So I don't want too many in here. Surely that would be more than enough. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get some super hot tap water right out of my faucet, and go ahead and mix up the homemade egg dye with just these few Orbeez in it, just to see if it'll even soak it up. Because if it won't soak up the dye at all, which it should because it's water-based, so it should work, then this whole thing won't work. Anyway, I've only seen one YouTube video, and this was a little girl, Brooklyn, I think was a YouTube channel name. She did this kind of thing, but the way she did it is different than what I'm trying to do. She had clear Orbeez as well, and she just had her containers filled with the hot water, the vinegar, and then she used a little pellet, color pellets, and then she put her egg in there with the Orbeez, and it kind of did what I'm looking for, but not anything like what I want. I want straight up, no liquid actually in the cup with the egg. I only want Orbeez to be what's coloring the egg, so that we can dye the egg in one color and then put it into the Orbeez, like 5 minutes in a solid color and then 5 minutes in a random Orbeez color. Say pink egg with like purple Orbeez dots, you know? I just think it'd be really cool. And I think my daughter would love it. She loves polka dots, she loves bright colors. And she's never dyed eggs before, so I think this would be really fun to give a try. Okay, so I've got my hot water. Just gonna go ahead and pour this in here. You're gonna hear some eggs over here whistling because I got those boiling. And I'm gonna try to do this without making too big of a mess here. I need a smaller bottle. Ooh, it might be too much, but we'll see. Alright, so we'll do that. And then I'm just gonna add 10 drops.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Probably should get something to stir that, so just get me an old spoon here. Alright. It's gonna, hopefully it's gonna be a pretty color. I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that is. Alright. Now, I guess I can make myself a little sign. Hot sink water. Hot sink water. Start at 8:44 p.m. I can check on it a little bit each time I do anything. That way we can kind of see what's going on. Got my eggs boiling. Well, heating up to boil. There you go. There you can see a cool Orbeez in there. Like I said, this takes a long time. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I guess we'll wait and see what happens. I'm doing 4 eggs, as I showed you a minute ago. I'm gonna try to do it this way. I'm thinking that maybe the hot water one will help. Will help maybe it'll soak it up quicker, maybe. 2, I mean, no matter what I do, they're not going to be able to stay hot if I do it this way. So next thing I'm going to do is maybe I'll do just regular ones in regular water. So let's just grab a few like that, and I'll just do a half a cup of just water, no coloring, so we can kind of see what we're working with. Oh, that's more than half a cup, but alright, so I'm just going to do that. No coloring or anything, just so that we can see what's going on. Might get a little coloring off my spoon here, but so this one, okay, this one is going to be, where am I at? There I am. Okay, so this is my hot sink water that's actually mixed with the dye, plus dye. And then this one here is just going to be, let's see, it's just hot water. Hot water, and that's it. My plan for this one is to add dye mixture, to already formed Orbeez. Then let it sit for a little bit, and then drop the eggs in. Alright, that's going to be my plan for that one, okay? If that makes sense, like, at all. I don't know if it does or not. Kind of what I'm thinking is if you have an already fully formed Orbeez, right? And they're about, like, I think that big or so. Okay? Have an already fully formed Orbeez. Can you get, like, maybe if, ooh, well, no. Maybe if you soak the egg in the hot boiling water and vinegar mixture first, and then stuck it into dyed Orbeez, you wouldn't have to worry about it being hot. I might be onto something. Oh, I don't know. I need to write that down so I don't forget. What did I say? Soak egg in the boiling water and vinegar to soften shell. At least I assume that's what it's doing, guys. I don't really know how all of this works. I just know it works. To soften the shell or make it porous or whatever it is that it does. Then drop it into dyed Orbeez or colored Orbeez. Or what are these called? Water beads. Alright, I got some asterisks going on here. Make sure that I remember to look at that later because that might be a good idea. Now, let's take a look at these guys. I just put them in, right? And you can already kind of see like this, hold on, this, focus, there you go. You can already kind of see this like film, fuzzy looking thing on the outside, and that is them expanding already. Look at these guys. I wish you could see them a little bit better on camera, but I'm sure they're doing just about the same thing because they weren't done too much more. And I'm not worried about the time on that. It doesn't really matter. Okay. We got some boiling. Now I'm going to start a, let's do an 8-minute timer because it doesn't really matter. Alright. I've got a timer set for 8 minutes on the microwave. And I'll be back with you guys whenever it is ready. See ya! Okay, we are in the final 20 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my timer so it doesn't go off. Turn off my heat. Close my safety. Or turn my safety on. I've got a glass bowl, a Pyrex bowl of cold water here. I think what I'm going to do I'm just going over here really quick to rinse this stuff, or to pour this boiling water out. And the rest of them, or the rest of what's left in the thing, is going to go right into this bowl. Actually, just pick these up, get them into the cold water, just to cool them down super quick, and hopefully not crack them. Then I'm just going to pour this boiling water in here with the cooler water, mainly just to hopefully keep them from being too cold, because I'm not in any huge hurry right at the moment since we're still waiting on those. But that worked pretty well, so I might use that. A little update. You can already see how much these have grown. Now I kind of wish I would have put the time. It's been about, it's 9:03 now, and we did the first one at 8:45. It's been about 15-20 minutes. I'd say 15 for these guys, and they are already doing really well. So, these eggs have really warmed up this cold water a lot. I'm gonna grab some more cold water in this and be right back. Got my cold water. Just to cool them off a little bit at a time. I think that'll be good. They sit there long enough, they'll get nice and chilled. Once they're cold, they're actually just gonna go right on into the refrigerator for the night. These guys here, they're just gonna sit overnight. Just to show you what these things look like. Look how weird they are. Bring it up as close as I can to the camera. See if I can get it to focus. I don't know if I can. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Aren't they weird looking? In the thing, they just look blurry, and then take them out and they're all rigid and weird. But they came from that. Look at those tiny little beads right here. Tiny, tiny, tiny things. 20 minutes, right? It's awesome. These guys. See if I can even grab one. There we go. Oh. Yellow ones look gross. That green looking one, that's actually yellow. And then of course there's the blue one there. Ah, they're sticking to me. Yeah, smiley face. Might be my thumbnail right there. Got me. Oh, they are holding the dye, because they are definitely dyeing my finger. So this is a very long process. So unfortunately for tonight, that's really all I can do. I have to just kind of wait for the stuff to cool off, swell up. So these are already going to have the dye soaked in them. So they are going to be very, very, very full of the actual mixture itself, which is going to have the vinegar and everything, which I don't know if the vinegar is going to do anything or not, or if I could just let them swell up in just normal colored water. I don't think the vinegar is going to do anything. I think, I'm going to have to research this, but I think that the vinegar makes the egg porous. Ooh, I know what these two controls, you can't even see them, can you? My other two cups right here, I know what they're going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and write that down so that I don't forget what I'm thinking right now. So this one here, which you can barely see, is going to be number 3. And number 3 is going to be, I got water everywhere, egg in dye mixture. Okay, and this dye mixture is going to have the water, vinegar, and the dye. Okay, that's what this one's going to be. And we are just going to, we're going to do it just as it's supposed to be done. Okay, you take these out, you get your boiling water, you get your 1 tablespoon of vinegar, you get your dye put in it, or food coloring put in it, and then you put your egg in it for 5 minutes, you let it sit, you take it out, you let it dry, and it's done. Okay, now number 4 over here that is off screen right now, it is going to be egg in water and dye. It's just going to be regular water and dye. Okay? Nothing special, no vinegar, no nothing. I want to see what the difference is. I wish I didn't pour out my boiling water. We could test that right now. But we will do that tomorrow. And I will have all my eggs sitting in the same area all at the same time. I think that's a pretty dang good idea. These guys are almost cooled off. So, haven't learned anything today. I've spent, about 20 or 30 minutes on this, okay? So far I have not learned anything because it is a very long waiting game for these to swell up. That's why I'm kind of wondering if doing a massive bowl full of these, just in regular water, and then adding the hot mixture of the dye later, letting them sit, and then we can, that would warm them up as well, and then we can put the egg in it. After we dye it one color, we can just throw it in there and do it that way. I'm hoping that maybe that'll work. We're going to test that tomorrow, okay? These guys, I'm very excited to see how they work. My plan here, just to clarify, there will be no loose liquid in this cup whenever I put this egg in there, okay? None. Whatever does not get absorbed by the water beads, by the Orbeez, will be poured out. Completely discarded. Because I want just the beads to do all the work. That's why we're doing it this way and the other way. See which way is easier, which way it works better. Because we want to go efficient, but we also want to go effective. And sometimes those don't go hand in hand. So, I'm pretty excited. And then of course, just as a control, I guess you would say, a controlled experiment, we're going to have the egg and the actual dye mixture, that's the homemade dye mixture, and then we're going to have an egg and just water and dye and see the difference there. See if the vinegar is necessary or not. Because I don't know what it does. I'm going to have to research it because I really have no idea. Like I said, I assume that it just makes the shell porous or softens it or something along those lines. We'll just have to wait and see. So, see you tomorrow. Hey guys, good, evening. But it's actually been 24 hours just about. I wanted to kind of just show you like what's been happening. So we're just going to start with these. Okay, so these are normal Orbeez, right? They have swelled up to their appropriate size. They are very bouncy, as you can probably see, very bouncy. So they're normal, just soaked in water, squishy and wet. Okay. Now these, on the other hand, this is the dye mixture that you make at home. This is hot sink water and vinegar and food coloring. The color has not changed, and unfortunately I can't show you the Orbeez with the color, so I'm going to go drain this really quick. that's done. Now you can see these guys here, they're still pretty bouncy. Got that one going a little bit. I really don't want to touch these, but I will. They're very sticky. They're not very squishy at all. And as you can see, they did not swell up near as much as the ones in regular water. So that's what happened when the Orbeez were placed in vinegar. I'm assuming that that's what did it. I now have 2 very hot, boiling cups of water. I'm going to go ahead and in one of these, I'm going to add the vinegar. There we go. And the other one, I'm not. And I might add, let's do green and pink, because why not, right? I'm going to do the pink in the water only, and the green in the water and vinegar. That is going to be a beautiful green. I'm going to take my spoon, just kind of mix this all together, get my timer going for 5 minutes as per the directions. We're going to take 2 eggs, we're going to put them very gently down into there. So that's what I'm working with. Green has water, vinegar, food color. Pink, which actually looks more red, is just hot water and food coloring. We'll wait our 5 minutes and see how they turn out. Now I'm going to add some of my really hot water that I have left and some food coloring in with these guys, just to kind of give them some color and see if we can dye some eggs with them. To each of these as a control, I added only 10 drops of each color. Also, I guess since I have my 4 cups here, I'm gonna go ahead and put an egg in with these and just kind of swirl it around with the egg in it and just kind of see what happens. All right, turn that off. And let's take our eggs out, I guess. Take our green one out. Take our pink one out. That looks nice, man. For my 2 mixtures, okay, I did same hot water, 2 different colors. But the only actual difference besides color is that the green had the vinegar in it and the pink did not. So they're pretty much dry, and I just want to show you the difference here. Yeah. The only difference that I can see is that the green is much more even. The pink is kind of like water marbled. Personally, I like both of them very much, so they both work in my book. Our blue one over here, let's get it out and I guess let it dry. Oh, check that out. That is with the cold Orbeez. It's cold, you know. It is kind of coming off though, so it's not soaking into it like it would in the warm, which I actually didn't think about. This guy is fine, and this one is perfect. These did not soak up very much color at all, so we're just gonna see what happens whenever I put my egg in here. Okay, I think it's been in there probably long enough to get a real cool effect from it. Alright, I guess I'll dry it off. So it kind of worked. Look at that, that is just cool. So, the conclusion of my experiment is, yeah, guess what? You can use dyed Orbeez to color your eggs. There's a better way to do it. I'm gonna do that better way in a future video and kind of just revisit this closer to Easter because I think it's really fun.
So everything worked out exactly the way I was hoping. And I hope you enjoyed. This is my first experiment, so it was kind of long and I apologize. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button. Send me any comments of anything you think I could do in the future with Orbeez or anything else that you'd like to see me do. And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe. It's very much appreciated and always helps out anyone that's trying to start something new. Thank you!
Oh, and just a side note, if your colors don't work out, you always have a boiled egg to eat. See you in the next one.